Question 2. How does your media product represent particular social groups? In our opening, and the film is an entire feature-length motion picture, the protagonist is played to be an average 17-18-year-old, an everyman of his generation. We made our character rather stereotypically normal. Balanced would be a better description, however, in terms of various social groups amongst late teens and their styles. If we were to make this as an actual professionally financed and distributed production, we'd have probably hired an adult male for the part, rather than a male in his late teens. We wanted our lead to be balanced in terms of social status and groups, in order for various groups of audiences to relate to them and possibly even like them. We did this with the choice of clothing, the linguistics and language choices that he uses, and the mise-en-scènes, precisely where our character is situated, in a normal kitchen in a normal house, with nothing to suggest either a lower or higher class of a citizen by stereotype. Basically, this is an ordinary person, an everyman in dangerous circumstances, to appeal to the general mainstream audiences. Question 3. What kind of media institution might distribute your media product, and why? We always imagine that a well-respected and well-financed company such as Film Forward would distribute our film, due to our film's compelling heart-pounding narrative, and due to the nature of the company itself, also because of its dark premise and the reasonably high budget for a British film anyway. A lot of their films, such as The Beach, link nicely to our genre and the style of filmmaking. The budget required wouldn't be too high, but more than an average British film, such as Submarine, in comparison to something far more complex, like Shaun of the Dead. Question 4. Who would be the audience for your media product? As an entire narrative arc, the film is relatively straightforward in terms of plot. The twists are straightforward and well explained, and don't need a great deal of understanding. We did this so it would appeal to a wider majority of audiences with different intellect and ages, although the target audience is around 15 years of age and above, due to the dark content and nature of the film. However, contrastingly, the language used throughout the screenplay and the opening itself is reasonably sophisticated. Younger audiences would struggle to understand certain vocabulary throughout. We did this so to stress the viewing to be done by a mature audience of reasonable intellect when it comes to linguistic register of our audiences. Question 5. How did you address your audience? From the word go, we wanted our opening to really convey the tone of the film, the quick pacing and the constant danger our character is placed in. We initially interested the audience by asking for their viewpoints and the importance of it in terms of the types of films that they wanted to see in the contemporary market. In the plot itself, there are very few characters. We did this deliberately to force the protagonist to be the absolute focus of the film, so our audiences become attached to him, caring about him, and itching on the edge of their seats whenever he is placed in danger. This links back to the social idea of the everyman, so audiences can feel more compelled to him as a person with little to none in terms of any stereotypical social groups. The goal of the opening was to shock the audiences, surprise them with the intensity being raised from the very beginning. We literally wanted to make our audience jump out of their seats to force their attention. We always liked the idea of a faceless gunman lurking in the shadows to be revealed at the very end. This constant idea of who keeps the audience compelled as they wait for all to be revealed in the final payoff that they have hungrily been waiting for the entire time. The use of gunfire as a tool was an idea that was always in mind. An ambitious effect that we felt had to be done was the smashing of the glass when the shooter's bullets fired through the kitchen window, missing our character Donovan by inches. This idea of being vulnerable in your own home was the concept, and quite terrifying one at that, were it actually to happen to anybody.